channel. I'm calling it Legendary Arbitrage, and my name is J-WACK. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching my video. Basically, the goal of my videos is going to be to teach you guys about arbitrage and how it works, and I also want to talk about a lot of the stuff that I noticed some of the other people who make these videos, they don't talk about, like, you know, IP complaints and returns and losing money. I mean, you know, in reality, if you're going to face the facts, you're going to lose money on something eventually. So, you know, I want to talk about those things, and sometimes I'm not always going to have the answers, but hopefully in the comments, you know, we can share some ideas, and we can all be successful at it, because I really feel like there's room for everyone in this business. And you know, if you do your research and you listen to other people, you know, whether it's good advice or bad advice, you're still learning something. So that's how I feel about it. I'm going to in my first video, my first of many, hopefully, I'm gonna basically talk about how I got started and kind of where I am now. As of right now, I've been doing this for, it's less than 2 years. I started in February last year, 2019. So and right now it's September 2020. So yeah, it's been like a little more than a year and a half. So I want to tell you how I got started, and then I'm just gonna kind of build it from there. So at first, for a long time I was selling on eBay, you know, just loosely selling some stuff here, because I'm a collector, as you can probably see some of my toys back here. And I was just selling some stuff loosely on eBay, and just so I could buy more stuff from eBay, right? So, but I had the experience with eBay, and I had been hearing a lot about people selling on Amazon and retail arbitrage and stuff like that, and I signed up for it, and I used the app like everyone else does, and I'm scanning stuff, and it's restricted and restricted and restricted, and it just gated. I just felt like I was gated in everything, and then I got really discouraged, and I just gave up on it, right? I gave up on it for like a whole year, and then one day I saw, you know, one of those ads on my Yahoo homepage. You know, it said, oh, this guy made $1 million selling clearance items. And, you know, I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So I decided to, I kind of got reinterested in it, though. So I started looking up videos on YouTube. I'm going to tell you guys right now, and I hope these guys don't mind me plugging their names real quick, but I'm going to tell you that if you want to learn about retail arbitrage and what you should buy and how you should sell it, first of all, you should watch my videos. Let's start there. But second of all, you really want to watch, I made a little list here, you want to watch guys like Reezy Resells. He's the king of selling books on Amazon. He has just a warehouse. He buys books by the thousands. He has employees. He knows how to sell books on Amazon. So if you want to sell books on Amazon, or even just not make it, you know, books are most of his business. If you want to sell books on Amazon, you got to watch his videos. Another guy I watch is Richie Hustles. I like his videos. He's always going out, and he's showing you what he's buying, and you know what it's selling for and stuff like that. A couple other people that I watch are Lindy Glenn. She makes really good videos. Super Unsexy. This guy is the king of hidden clearance or secret clearance, or whatever you want to call it, because he's constantly scanning stuff, and the tag will say $9, and he'll scan it, and it'll be $1. You know, so but what I learned, the biggest thing I learned from him was, don't go by the tag. Scan it anyway. You know, if the tag says it's $9, and $9 isn't going to make you a profit, well, don't put it away yet. Scan the item in the Walmart app. You know, if you're doing RA at Walmart, scan it with the Walmart app and see what the price, if it's really still $9, because, you know, those people that work there, they don't have time. Sometimes, you know, the item is marked down in the computer before they can tag it. So, or they can't find it, or who knows what. But a lot of times, it's not marked properly. So, or it's not marked at all. It could still look full price, you know, but scan it anyway. It could be on sale. Who else? Scott Schaefer and Garrett Roselle. I hope I'm saying his last name right. And I picked up a lot of good tips from those guys. Reseller Mom, I picked up some good tips from her too. One of the biggest tips I picked up from her was that when you're gated in something and you click to request approval, and then you're not going to get it, right? Because they want the extra documentation that you might not have. She told me, well, everyone who watched her videos, I should say, but I learned from that was if you go back in your Amazon seller page and go to where you have requested to be approved, you go back and double check those. Request it again real quick and see if you've been approved, because sometimes just it takes, all it is time to become approved. You know, because you're gated in a certain product or a certain item, it's not going to stay that way forever. Right now, even right now, I just got ungated in Nerf. It just happened overnight, you know. I have something Nerf right here. Right here. This item right here. I got it at Ross for $3.99, and I'll scan it right now just to tell you what the price is on Amazon. So the buy box is $22.14. No, $21.89. So since I paid $4 for this, I could potentially make $10.93 profit just on this item, and I was gated in Nerf. So that's one of the other tips I have for you guys, is that you know, what I was doing was I was like, oh, I'm gated in Nerf, oh, I'm gated in Nerf, and I never scanned it. Just because you came up gated once, keep checking it anyways, because you know, I think it's like around these holiday times when everyone's sending stuff in for the holidays, that they just start ungating people and stuff. So recently I've been ungated in like 10 or 15 items that I couldn't sell before. So so like I said, you know, watch my videos, watch other people's videos, and you know, I don't want to get into too many tips because I'll go off on a tangent, but I don't want to do that. So watch videos and learn about it. So in the beginning, when I started buying stuff, I was breaking even a lot. I kind of planned on that because I wanted to learn more about how to sell on Amazon. You know, what I can sell was very limited. My profits were very small. I wanted to learn how to input things into Amazon and just figure it out. I just want to figure out the system. And I made some mistakes. You know, I printed the shipping label wrong, or, you know, who knows what. I didn't put labels on something, or who knows. It was always something, right? So that you got to work out those kinks in the beginning. So I'll tell you, in 2019, and I wrote it down here, I did $60,000 in sales in 2019, and that's when I started in February. And my profits were super low, like about $2,000 for the whole year. So obviously I made a lot of mistakes. What were they? Some of the biggest mistakes I made was small profit margin. I didn't leave myself enough room to lower my price and to still make profit. So I had to reevaluate the stuff I was buying. So I had to stop buying those things that were going to make me $1 potentially, and start buying those things that were going to potentially make me maybe $5, so then I could lower my price and still make a profit. That was one of the big things. The other thing was returns. I got a lot of returns. I'll get into my returns a little bit later because it had more to do with where I was buying my stuff from. So I'll get back to my returns. The other thing was, Amazon kept hounding me to advertise my items. And so I did it because I don't know what I'm doing. So I did it, and it ended up costing me more in advertising than I was making in sales. So I learned another lesson, right? I think that the advertising is more for people who have their own items. The people that are making their own items, and selling that on Amazon. When you're doing RA, you don't need to advertise. That stuff sells itself. If you're buying the stuff with the right sales rank, it'll sell itself. You don't have to advertise it. So that didn't work either. So I think those are the two biggest things that really hit me hard. Whereas the stuff I was buying and the advertising hit me hard, and my profit margins. So those things were the biggest issues that I had. So what else did I do last year? As I said, I started watching these other guys' videos. I learned also to change my shipping preferences, which was a big deal. So instead of, if I had 7 items of the same thing, 7 of the same thing, Amazon would try to have me send it to 3 different places. And it was killing me. It was taking forever. I felt like the shipping price cost was getting out of control. So I learned to change my shipping preferences so that everything will just go to the nearest, to the nearest Amazon fulfillment center, and then they will, what they call FC transfer, fulfillment transfer, to the other locations. So it's good and it's bad. It's good because sometimes some of my items will hit Amazon immediately, but not all of them because some are being transferred. So sometimes that transfer can take like 2 weeks. So you always want to get your stuff out right away, as soon as possible. Don't let it sit around, because it's always a race to the bottom. I've heard that multiple times. I'm saying it. Amazon can be a race to the bottom. Who is going to have the lowest price? And let me tell you, it's not always going to be you. And there's nothing wrong with holding out on your price sometimes, especially during Q4. Hold out on your price for a little while. I had some items that weren't selling. Once a year, Amazon does that disposal, where they'll dispose your items for free. And I did that with a few things that I had that weren't selling. So you just have to keep those things in mind when you're selling on Amazon. What else did I do last year? So the shipping was the big deal. Then I went into using Inventory Lab. I live and die by Inventory Lab. I think everyone uses it. It's really much easier. Excuse me. Because on Inventory Lab, I can list my items through Inventory Lab, which is so much faster. I can skip a lot of those other steps that Amazon makes you do to list it through them, right? Then it tracks everything. It tracks everything that Amazon is taking from you, your shipping, your returns, and then your profits. As long as you input the correct amount that you paid for the item, it will give you really accurate profits. So I use that a lot. That's all I use. I mean, that's just plain and simple. That's all I use. It's worth every penny. And it's really easy. It's so much easier than listing stuff through Amazon. Once in a while, there's still stuff that I list through Amazon, and I don't know if it's because I haven't figured out how to do it through Inventory Lab, but sometimes when I order stuff from the distributor, I have it shipped straight to Amazon, and that stuff needs Amazon labels. So I don't know how to list it through Inventory Lab to get Amazon to put the labels on it. So it's for me, it's easier just to list it through the Amazon website, and and then once it's listed through the Amazon website, it will appear in Inventory Lab. Then I can input what I paid for it, so that way everything still tracks properly. But yeah, so sometimes I still do input stuff through Amazon. And then I just have, if I need them to label something or whatever, it's just easier that way. But the other program that I use so that's the one main program I use. The second main program that I use is Be Cool. It's spelled BQOOL.com. It's a repricer. I was using Reprice It, and it didn't live up to my expectations. It wasn't changing the prices the way I thought it should be, and my sales were very low, and I was checking my prices, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking it should be at this price, and it's not, and it wasn't working. So I had heard some of these other guys were using Be Cool, so I switched to that, and it is so much better. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. And what I want it to do is it gives you options, and I always choose the option to compete for the buy box to maximize profit. That's the option that I use. And and it's doing exactly what I want it to do. It's lowering the price to get me into the buy box, but if there's an opportunity to raise the price, it also raises the price. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I want it to do. There's an error that I've been making with Be Cool with the Be Cool program, and I need to fix that. But what I've been doing was it tells you to put in your minimum price, and it'll calculate for you. So when you put in a minimum price and you refresh it, it'll tell you, okay, well, this could be your profit. So then if it's too low, you can make your adjustments. So anyway, but it also has you put in your high price. So I was always just putting in $500 because I'm like, well, I don't have anything that's gonna sell for more than $500, but I wanted to reach a maximum price, right? So there were a couple of things like books that I might have been the only book in that category, and then the price went up to $500. Well, and guess what happened? Amazon jumped on it and said, I have a pricing error, and removed my listing. It doesn't hurt my account, it's not like an IP complaint. It's not hurting my account, but I can't fix that on Amazon. They want you to, and I've tried it, and it doesn't work. Believe me, it doesn't work. If you're using a repricer, fix it in your repricing tool first. Give it some time to get in the system, and then relist it through Amazon. That's where my pricing errors were mostly coming from. But some of my other pricing errors, and I think a lot of you, if you're selling on Amazon, you've seen this too. Potential high pricing error, or whatever. And Amazon does not tell you what the price should be. They want you to input your high price, your low price, and your listing price. So you do that, and then it comes back and it's deactivated again and again and again. I had an item that would not, I lowered the price down to 0 because I got so aggravated, like 1 cent, and then it just kept deactivating it. And I call Amazon, and they don't even know. I said, just tell me what to list it at. Well, did you match the lowest price? I said, I'm below the lowest price. Oh, well, try to match the lowest price. And then they always tell you, give it 24 hours. Okay, well, it didn't work. Then you call, and the next person tells you the same thing because you're not talking to the same person you talked to before. So, some things I had to give up. I just had to give up on a couple of items. And I literally had them sent back to me, deleted the listing, relisted it, sent it back, and now it's fine. Don't tell me why or how that works, but the thing about Amazon is now it is so automated, you often can't get real answers. So, but I'm getting off on a thing again. So, here's what I use. I use the Amazon Seller app to scan items. I use Inventory Lab and Be Cool. That's it. That's really all I use. I use Scoutify or Scout IQ. I get them confused. Scout IQ. I use Scout IQ for books. I I'll save that for another video. But as of right now, so I'll skip to the end here for my first video. I learned a lot in the first year that I sold on Amazon. Fourth quarter was the biggest, like everyone says it is. And last year, in I think it was December, I did $20,000 in sales in December. Now that's not profit, that's sales. Let's keep that in mind too. But it was big for me. It was really big. This year now, up to now, it's September, 25th. Today is September 25th, and I'm gonna tell you right now, on my inventory lab, I have done almost $84,000 in sales this year, and my profit so far is almost $17,000. So, I mean, I'm always at about 20, 25, maybe 30%. I'm right in that 20 to 30% profit range. And I think that's pretty good. For today, I think that's really all I have. You know, the next time I'm gonna make a little outline, but I want to go over returns. I want to go over IP complaints. I want to go over what not to buy. So watch the rest of my videos. They're gonna be good. It's definitely gonna go over some stuff, and like I said, these are the guys I've watched. I've watched some other people, and those are some things that they don't really say too much about, and I kind of wish that they would, because they have more experience than I do. So, but I'm gonna go over it, and you know, I'm hoping that we can learn from each other, because I obviously don't know everything. I have some tips. I have, you know, I can help you. But I don't know everything. I don't think any of us do. Amazon's constantly changing. Constantly changing. Another thing that they changed was their inventory score. You know, you used to have to be 450, now you got to be 500. Okay, well, how do I get to 500? No, I don't know. Amazon doesn't know. They're not going to tell you. You know, I have, they keep telling me that my in-stock rate is too low. Well, I have books listed. There's no more. There's only one. And then they're telling me, well, then you gotta hide it, or hide the recommendations, which I did, and that didn't do anything. So, you know, right now I'm stuck at like 453. You know, so let's start there. Let's start with, leave me some comments about your inventory score, and let's share some tips about how you raised it. How did you raise your inventory score? I'll tell you right now how I raised my inventory score. At least last year, when I had to lower my price on some items, my sell-through, I had to sell stuff a little bit faster. Some of my stuff was sitting there too long, so that was one of the things. I used Amazon's recommendation to hide my notifications or recommendations for my in-stock inventory. It didn't change my score. I think my score went up 2 points. So I'm at like 453. So, you know, so let's start there. In the comments, let's share some tips about raising our inventory scores, and we'll try them. And in my next video, or next video or two after this, we'll talk about if it worked or not. If it worked for me, or if it worked for you, or whatever. So, so I'll end it there. I really appreciate you guys watching my video. I feel like I was a little bit nervous, because I have a camera pointed in my face, which is new for me. I swear I'd feel better if every single person who is or was or ever will watch my video was sitting in front of me. I feel like I would do better that way. But as time goes on, I'll get better at it. So let me know what you think about my video. Let me know what you think about my background. Let me know what you think about my ideas. And let's share some ideas too, because that's really what I want to try to do here. So thanks again for watching. Everyone says like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so like and subscribe, okay? So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.